that concludes the news. So look, we went a little bit long, 24 minutes, tried to cram in a lot of things, but this is an interesting week. And I can tell you what I'm doing. I'm not telling you that's what you should do, but I'm just sitting around and waiting. Sometimes it's easy to buy dips. It's easy to dollar cost average. It's a lot easier to sell, but the hardest thing is really just to stay right in the middle and don't do anything until the market tells you what to do. And that's just what I'm going to do. Anyhow, let me know what you think about that. And that's it for today. So look, if you got to take off, thanks for sticking with me. I appreciate it. If you want to stop by for the Q&A, we're going to go over that right now. So I'll answer all your burning questions to the best of my abilities. Other than that, hit the like on your way out. You don't have to subscribe, but it would help if you want to get notified at the times. But I do this every single day. So that's it. See you later. Q&A. Here we go. Bop, bop, bop. All right. Darth Mike. Are we going to define recession today? Yeah. Well, I didn't do it. That was actually, I just thought about that. Janet Yellen really never gave us a clear guideline as to what a recession would be considered. I guess she's been talking to Gary too much. Well, she used to hold that seat of the SEC, so she's really good at that. Poor Janet. History will only remember her distorted and disingenuous portrayal of the economy. She lied to the people for the regime, like somebody who was in bureaucracy. I don't know. The older I get, the more I'm just thinking that sometimes people just get things wrong. And sometimes people say, well, it's nefarious purposes. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? SD says the numbers are bad. Just trying to soften the blow. The numbers are bad. I'm pretty sure we're going to have two quarters of GDP decline and what's going to be called a recession. The question is, who's going to call it a recession? And now we're going to have a dichotomy of people who in the media and people like me would say, we're in recession. And we're going to have the White House and the talking heads. They're like, it's not a recession, even though that's what we used to call it all the time. Sure, whatever. So we'll see. Fed rates, recession. I will definitely start DC this week. Crypto, sounds like a plan. Go ahead. That's your plan? Sounds good. Take profits. I'm not your dad. Nice. Said it for me. Tom, good morning. Hey, Rob, you'll be glad to hear FTX give my money back to me just in time for the dip. I didn't know they were holding money. It's interesting. Must have missed that. Let's see. Will ETH miners move to ETH Classic once proof of work is over? I'm not for sure. I don't think that would be an interesting topic. You know what would be great is to get some miners in here to talk about that. I'm not a miner, so can't really tell you. Gary Reed. Hey, NS Miles, what is a Satoshi equivalent to? Well, pennies, really. Let's see. Satoshis. Yeah. Satoshi to dollars. So Satoshi is just let's see. There it is. One sat equals, here it is. One Satoshi equals a fraction of a penny, 0.0002 right now. But hey, if it becomes the world reserve currency like some people think it is, it'll be worth a lot of money. Do I think that's going to happen? No. But good luck. But hey, and what Michael is talking about, there's a link in the description for two apps that are free. One is Sweatcoin, which you can download and earn sweat. The other one is S-Miles or Smiles, where you can earn Satoshis just for walking, and it's free. You don't have to buy an NFT like StepN, or you don't have to buy any cryptocurrency. It's free. So I just use both of those on my phone, and I just earn both. So yeah. Bitcoin going below 20K, your thoughts? I think the way it does that is if the earnings report come out and they're just awful and just awful. And the thing is that people, like in 2017, 2018, 2019, no one was talking about NASDAQ and the S&P 500 and the traditional markets and how it related to crypto, because it was really not that well correlated. But now it really is, because those institutions are overlapping and buying in. And of course, when they want liquidity and they want to sell, what's the best place to do that? Well, there's only one place that's open 24/7, 365, and that's crypto. So if the earnings report came out and let's be honest, Apple, I mean, the top 5 companies are really holding up the S&P 500. Microsoft, Apple, Google, Amazon. what was Facebook or Meta. So if those start to take a big tumble, that's a big tumble. That's a big loss for a lot of people around traditional finance. So I could see Bitcoin going below 20K. Sure, why not? Wasn't it just at 17K like about 3 weeks ago? So it's not outside the realm of possibility. And I got to tell you, for people like me who have just been patient, that's a godsend. Yeah. Gray hair is a distinguished look. I agree. That's why I don't use any of this stuff. All gray hairs need to go for good. Yeah. Let's see. Rate hikes, stop borrowing, slow spending, lower prices. Exactly right. And the first industry to get hit the hardest is real estate. I mean, look, like we talked about. I mean, we were just had like 2.3, 2.25, 2.3% mortgage rates not too long ago. Now we're at 5. We're almost at 6. We were almost at 6%. Now we're down around 5.5, 5.6. Correct me in the comments. And that's huge. I mean, if you're looking at a house for $400,000 at 3.5% APR, that's not bad. You can afford that monthly. But then when it goes up to 5.5, you're like, whoa, I almost just doubled my monthly payment and I didn't get paid double at my job. I can't afford that. And then that stops. And then that house sits in the market a little bit longer for the next person to come over and say, maybe they can, maybe they can't. And then as time goes on, these builders who have built these pretty nice big houses, they got to start taking haircuts on their products. So people can actually buy them up. They don't sit too long on there. The big difference, though, I will say this, the big difference between now and 2008 and 2009 is that, first of all, they actually looked at people's income. When we bought this house, this is in 2005? 2005. We walked in the bank. Hello, sir. What do you do? I work in healthcare. Well, how much do you make? Told them how much I make. Sounds good. Let's run your credit report. And that was it. They didn't verify squat. And I was like, do you have to verify anything? No. We just look at it. I'm like, wow, that can't be sustainable. And sure enough, it wasn't. So these days, people actually verify the income. They took a look at debt to income ratios and they say you can afford this or not. And of course, back then you had these ARMs, adjustable rate mortgages. So one for the first year, you could get it at a very low percentage rate. And then every year it would climb back up. And then of course, unfortunately, when you tried to refinance, you couldn't refinance because the rates were going to the roof. And then people lost a lot of their houses. And of course, then unemployment went up. So there's a difference between what happened in 2007, 8, and 9. I mean, I can see there's going to be problems, but there's a little bit of a different problem now. That's just how I see it. Damn it, that was a long explanation for one question. Kaba Khan, hello. Tesla, hello. Dave Jensen, late again. That's okay. It doesn't matter. Cabo says it right. Dan's not your dad. This is not financial advice. Do your research as best you can. And you know what? Some people they said, Rob, how can I do my own research when a couple of these lending platforms just lie to my face? That's just it. They lied right to your face. Sorry. They lied to me. They lied to you. They lied to everybody. And that's why, it's so important to never, investments used to be, if you invested in gold or S&P 500, you could just set it and forget it and walk away. Crypto is so different. You have to, be on top of it all the time because we're so early. And that's what happened. So if you haven't subscribed to me, you might want to think about it. Just saying. Thanks, man. Trader Joe's. What are they changing the definition to? I don't know what they're changing the definition to, Trader G.I. Joe. I have no idea. What was it before? It was 2/4 of economic slowdown in the GDP. That's all pretty much what it was. Actually, I'll show you the definition. Investopedia. So I just typed in recession definition. This is from Investopedia. And it says, this is not what the White House says. A recession is a macroeconomic term that refers to a significant decline in general economic activity in a designated region, i.e. United States. It's been typically recognized as 2 consecutive quarters of economic decline as reflected by GDP in conjunction with monthly indicators, such as rise in employment. That is true. And of course, if we take a look at it, GDP was down in Q1. Now we're in Q2. Thursday, the numbers come out. So we'll see. But it is something to think about. Because I'm pretty sure unemployment rates are still 3.6% and they're only inching up. So it is what it is. Orpa. Isaac says, I'm buying a house in this tip. Great. If it was me and my wife talked about this last night, and we said that we're not buying any properties for 12 or 18 months because I think there's more of a slide coming for houses. I'm not sure about everything else, but I think the Fed will still continue to raise the rates. As they continue to raise the rates, that's going to price out a lot of people to get mortgages unless they are all cash. And then when that happens, prices usually drop because the builder's like, man, we gotta move this inventory. It's not good to sit here too much. Crux of Crypto says, I'm thinking 17K. Sure, which is resistant from the recent drop. 15K is bottom of the local bear flag. Measured movement 13K, which is 84% down from last bull run's high. I don't see how it can go lower. Never know. I remember there's a lot of people that said that this is the last opportunity to get Bitcoin below 40K. And then it dropped below that. And so this is the last opportunity to get below 30K and 20K. And here we are again. So who knows? I don't know. I've got two scenarios for me in my head. One, it's pretty much stagnant and just kind of goes flat for a while because I still believe in those 4-year cycles, which means I got 2.5 years of just dollar cost averaging, just like what I did in 2018, 2019, and 2020. I'm cool with that. Or the other option is everything really goes lower and I just sit around and wait. And then I just wait for a specific time when I think, okay, the Fed's pivoting. There's some economic recovery. Then I start dollar cost average and I have a little bit less time, but I get it way cheaper. That's cool too. And the third option is, which I don't think is going to happen, everything just starts taking off the moon. I don't think it could, but who knows? I don't think so. Says 30-year mortgages are scams. You need to get 15 years or less. Well, that's true. If you look at the amortization table, you can tell just how much you are paying over those 30 years. It's a lot of money. Let's see. Rob, will you add me on Sweatcoin? Just added you this morning. I appreciate you. It's free. Sure. I got to figure out a way. I've talked to those people too to see if I can put it in. Also, well, first of all, if you're a Sweatcoin user and I haven't followed you, put your username in the live chat and I will follow you moving forward. I can't follow everybody because we get like 50 to 100 signups a day and I have to do it manually, which sucks. But just let me know. Again, there's a link in the description. So, which looks like this. Here's all the links. Looks like this. And there's two. One is that S Miles app, which gives you Satoshis for walking, and it's free. And then one is Sweatcoin app, which gives you sweat coins, which is also free. You don't have to get an NFT or anything like that. And there's the link. And then I also have it here on the, let me show you. Does everybody know? I mean, most people know. There's the website. Dan Teaches Crypto. And like I was talking about, you can find everything the basic stuff, right? Like how to avoid scams, what's a crypto wallet, all the good stuff. But I just put in how it work Sweatcoin and how it works over there. So have fun with that one. All right. So yeah, so Elliot, just put in your username and I'll follow you. Boo. Any thoughts on Hedera H-bar? No, I think it's from what I've looked at, it's a pretty advanced crypto. The big question is, will it get adopted and how fast is it going and how many transactions is it doing? That's the big thing. But looks like a good project. Don't really know everything about it. What was the Apple news? So the Apple news was just this. The earnings report comes out. Earnings reports come out. Mostly it's tomorrow. You got Microsoft, Google, Visa. That's on Tuesday. On Wednesday, you got Facebook, Qualcomm, and T-Mobile. And on Thursday, you got Apple, Amazon, MasterCard, so on and so forth. So that's the big news. And if they miss their earnings report, just expect for a big decline. And remember, there's been a lot of layoffs in those big companies. So not all of them, but it's happened. That's right. Yeah, and Hypertext makes a great point. LMAO or not listen to YouTubers. Don't listen to people like me. I am not a financial advisor. You gotta, even the things that I say, you gotta verify that, because I could be lying right to your face. I could not even be here. This might actually be a real pool. So just be aware of that. Capo Khan says, Dan Degen is the better channel. I have a second channel. It's for like the risky plays. That's if you just want to lose all your money. It's super risky. If only there were rules that said to trust no one. Trust nobody. I don't care if your mom texts you and says, hey, what's your password for Coinbase? She's a scammer. Yeah, I need to work on that. Yeah, that'd be good. All right, so let's see. Really? CZ filed a defamation against Bloomberg. Was that old or new? I don't own anything. Me and my wife own things in El Paso. Remember, what's yours is mine and what's ours is mine. Yeah. Rob, you bought Avalanche last summer for a cheap price, so the same as June. Yeah. You know what else is crazy is that in 2017, I remember buying Bitcoin at 17,500. And guess what? In 2022, it was the same price. Something to think about. If you think it's a get rich quick scheme, I always laugh at that one. It's not. Tell us a story about your time at Fort St. Houston. It was great. That's where all the medics go to train. All the medics and the nurses and the military and are for medical services. Usually unless they changed it. And I was there for a couple of years. It was a long time ago. You try Pi Network? No. What happened to CJ and Alex? I'm not sure. I could be. Oh, look at that. Tiffany says, thanks, Rob. I'm out listening to you and using Sweatcoin S-Miles right now. If you talked about it the other day. I'm telling you. I don't know why people don't use it. I think a lot of people do. Okay, great. Flying a Sweatcoin. Between 17K and 17K. Exactly. I'm still into Metacoin. Ooh, that's a good point. Where'd this go? Gary says, I don't think Apple's dipping this week with their new sales of the M2 MacBooks. Interesting. Well, I hope you're right, Gary. That'd be awesome. Gary Reed backing tracks is actually Gary Gensler. I knew it. All right, buddy. So that is it for today. Look, a lot of things are going on. I'm going to interview the gentleman from Satoshi Island. I looked at that project. I'm like, it's actually like a friend of a friend. It looks cool. It does. But I'm like, that's a lot of infrastructure to do. How are you going to do that in that short amount of time? So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Anyhow, everybody, if you do me a favor, just one thing, just hit the like button. You don't have to subscribe. You know where I'm at every day. I'm here every day. But the like button is like the big thing for the algorithm, I guess, for YouTube these days. It always fluctuates. So please do that. That would help out tremendously. And that's it. So look, thanks everybody for stopping by on a Monday. Let's see how this week pans out. Just to be aware, there's multiple options for everybody out there. And you don't have to just, buy dips and diamond hands and all that nonsense. Just take it as it comes. That's it for today. So thanks so much for stopping by. I appreciate everybody. And I'll see you in the next one, which is tomorrow. Adios.